Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Madness, madness, they call it madness. Madness, madness, they call it madness.
But first, let's talk about Russia with Ronnie in Pimlico. Hello, Ronnie.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. What would you like to say?
I'd also like to congratulate Vladimir Putin on his re-election for 6 years, actually. It's not 4 years, 6 years.
Did I say 4?
No, a previous caller.
Oh, right, okay.
It's actually 6 years.
Yes, it is.
I think
but why would you want to congratulate somebody who's clearly, I mean, we know that there's a lot of voter irregularities. We know that he wouldn't let the opposition stand. It wasn't a free and fair election, was it?
There were 8 other candidates. There was one Western upstart stooge that has support of...
Cool, you've really taken the Kool-Aid, haven't you?
Yeah, I have actually, yeah. That has support of less than 2%. The hysteria, the histrionics, the hype, the sort of ongoing propaganda, rolling propaganda that surrounded this issue, not just this issue, but sort of this Russophobic centric...
it's not Russophobic, it's Putinophobic, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could say that it's all the same thing. It's based on the fact that Putin or Russia is the only bloc, the only barrier to complete Western hegemony, criminality, butchery that they've been carrying for the past 15 years. And
so you think that Vladimir Putin basically likes pussycats?
Well, basically, he is a very moderate leader compared to the criminals in the West.
Okay. More moderate than Theresa May?
Theresa May is a disaster in character, is a disaster as a leader, and she is selling this country down the river with her capitulation to the European Union. But that's a different subject. Let's stick on this Putin sort of hysteria and circus that's been cooked up by media and commentators like you. You have no evidence.
We wouldn't be talking about it if the Russians hadn't tried to kill 2 people in Salisbury.
You have no evidence that
yes, we do.
Tried to do anything.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
It's a Russian nerve agent. It was manufactured in Russia.
Who said who?
Says the scientists that have examined it, which I suspect they know more about it than you or me.
Give me the name of the expert. Give me the name of the experts or expert that has said and categorically come out in public and said that substance was manufactured in Russia.
Well, you know that I can't do that because I don't know the name of the government scientists.
Of course you can't, because
I wouldn't expect to.
There is no expert, and even though the...
all right. Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. The independent OPCW, is that what it... Anyway, I may have got the letters around the wrong way there. They are in the country today. They're going to spend the next week or 2 analysing this substance. If they come back and say, in terms, that this was from Russia, will you accept their word for it? Your hesitation tells me all I need to know.
I'm highly confident that they will not have a definitive answer on that.
No, but I'm saying if they do.
I'm highly confident, and I'll be.
No, seriously. If they do say without question this, and they maybe even be able to identify the factory that it came from.
I would have to read their report, but what you misunderstand and what you fail to mention is that substance, right, is widely available, has been widely available, or the ingredients of how to get the substance has been widely available for over 10 years.
No, that's simply not true. And if you actually read up about it, you will know that it's very difficult to weaponize it, because two substances have to come together at a particular time, and that would not be something. I mean, the things I've read about it, and okay, you can say, well, I've been reading the wrong things, but from what I understand, that this could only be done through a state enterprise. It couldn't be done by some sort of criminal.
Says who? Theresa May?
No, it's not. Theresa May hasn't said that. In fact, the guy that invented the guy that invented it, the guy that invented Novichok, who's now lives in America, he gave an interview the other day. Well, I mean, are you going to dismiss the guy that invented it? May I respectfully suggest that he knows more about it than you do, Ronnie?
Well, Iain, what you've just denied that the ingredients and the availability of how to make that substance is widely available and has been widely available and published for over 10 years. You've just dismissed that as nonsense. But let me come back to you, right? Unless a verified expert comes on the stage, comes on the scene and says, we have this, there can be no doubt that this substance came from and was manufactured in Russia.
But that's all I'm saying. If the OPCW say that, you still wouldn't accept it, would you? Because you will only accept it when you will only accept it when we've given it to the Russians and they deny having manufactured it, and then you'll believe every word they say because you're a Russian stooge, Ronnie. That's what you are.
Iain,
you're Putin's useful idiot.
Everybody knows that you're a Tory gopher, establishment propaganda, right? And you've been one of the main characters ginning up this dog and pony show, right? Trying to implicate Russia into something. At
least I'm patriotic to my country, unlike you, Ronnie, who is a Putin's useful idiot.
Listen, the West, vis-a-vis the United States and Britain, are the two biggest criminal nations on the planet.
Is that right?
The crimes that they've committed over the past 15 years, right, are unspeakable.
You don't think sort of that China might be a competitor for that? You don't think...
They've been responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, and they've got away with it.
How many million people died under Chairman Mao in China?
Destruction by sustaining the war in Syria, a place that they've got no permission.
So you don't think Russia has any role in that?
Yeah, the West has invaded and occupied Syria without...
No, it hasn't invaded it. It hasn't invaded Syria. It hasn't occupied Syria. Get your facts right.
They have.
No, they haven't.
Syria.
No, they haven't.
They've got troops on the ground, Iain. They've got special forces on the ground.
That's not an invasion. What about Russia's role? You don't think Russia, by sustaining Assad and bombing and actually endorsing his use of chemical weapons in Syria, you don't think that is anything wrong with that at all?
Russia, thankfully, has been the one that has been instrumental. Here we go.
The voice of Putin on British radio.
Russia has been instrumental in demolishing the jihadi American, British, French, Saudi-backed terrorists.
You, sir, are a disgrace to your country. There are many words I could use about you, Ronnie. Disgrace is probably the most mild one, but I'll leave it at that for the moment. But there are plenty of others that I could use. I guess we've enjoyed your contribution to the programme.